the NASCAR Xfinity Series championship point standings and driver of the number 60 Zest Ford. Chris, you finished 5th here last year in your track debut. You already have one short track win this season at Iowa. Tell us about your team's consistency and expectations heading into the weekend.
Honestly, glad to be back at a short track. It's been a couple races, and I'm looking forward to it. This was a really good race for us last year. We learned a lot throughout the race and got some track position in the second half, and was able to follow some of the Cup guys that were out there, and learned a lot doing that. So I feel like we have some things we can apply towards this race. Getting into the habit of watching old race tape and trying to figure out what we can learn for this time around, and see if we can't make it a little bit better. So just glad to be back at a short track. It's a really flat track. It's really line sensitive compared to a lot of the short tracks we go to now, but it's a lot of fun. I'm just glad the weather's nice and it's not doing anything crazy right now, so it's nice and cool. So looking forward to practice.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up to questions. We'll start up here with Mark.
Mark Garrow, PRN. Chris, you're leading the points. You got Chase and Ty right there. A little bit farther back, Elliott Sadler and Regan Smith. Is it a 3-man, at most 5-man battle, even though this is at the halfway mark of the Xfinity Series? It looks to me like it's a 3-man, but at most 5. Do you view it that way?
I'd say we have to plan on 5. It's just, like you said, a halfway point. There is a lot of chance for these guys to get back a lot closer, and there's a chance for us to get a little bit more space in between us. So we got to figure on having to race several of these guys as the year goes on, and right now I feel like at this very moment we're racing the 3 and the 9 pretty much every week. But if we're not careful, the other guys can sneak up there and be a contender as well. So I think we just need to be aware of it and be aware that we're racing 5 guys.
As a follow-up, some people are surprised. I honestly thought you guys are going to be at least top 5 in points. I'm a little bit surprised that you've won a couple races at this point, leading the points. Have you performed better than even your expectations at this point, or is this what you thought you'd be doing all along at this point?
I felt like this is where we should be. The end of last year, the very end of last year, we had some really good momentum. We started getting a lot more top 5s. We're close. We got our Mid-Ohio win. Felt like we had a lot of good momentum going into this year, and pretty much said if we started off where we left off, we would be top 5 in points, no problem. And they brought in some new people. We've worked on our Xfinity cars pretty hard, trying to figure out some places to get speed, places to get weight, things of that nature, just to be a little bit more competitive, and we've been able to do that. So because of that, and because of a lot of the work that our shop put in through the off season, we're able to be here right now. So I think that's good.
All right, we'll go to Lee.
Lee Spencer, Motorsport.com. So how do you stay there? What is the team doing to make sure that the second half of the season that you can even extend your lead? And secondly, are you looking forward to getting back to Mid-Ohio?
Definitely looking forward to getting back to Mid-Ohio. I like road racing. It's not my background, but I like it. I have a lot of fun going to all of our racetracks that we race at. Actually, Watkins Glen was going to be a good race for us last year, and we got tangled up in a mess. And it's a break from our normal, and we get to go have a little bit of fun. So looking forward to the road races, and I feel like we will run well there. And as far as this season goes, and trying to stay where we're at and move forward, yet we know we can't be careful, or we can't be laying over yet. We got to keep going and being aggressive and trying to get more race wins. The maximum amount of points possible each and every week. And if we have to take some chances, we're going to do it. But we know we can't be careless about the chances we take. We got to be careful enough to keep our point situation at least where it's at, and we need to make sure that we can gain on it on good days.
Any additional questions? We'll go to Kenny.
Kenny Bruce with NASCAR.com. Chris, is not having a run here before last year, is this track similar to places you've run before? What is it about it that that's been easy for you to adapt to so quickly?
Last year was my first time racing the track. Previous year, I came up here and I was a pit sign guy for Billy Johnson. So I got to watch a little bit that year and kind of see some of the things during the race that were helping guys. And the most similar places I can compare it to, pretty much everywhere we go, I try and find somewhere to compare it to and go back to the ARCA schedule. It reminds me a little bit of Mansfield, where we had a really flat groove and a pretty aggressive, progressive banking. So it changed really, really quickly between lanes. And so Mansfield, everyone said it was a one-groove racetrack, and you get to racing, and you can actually run too wide. You rub fenders a little bit more. So I think that's the one that I've come back to and thought it's most similar to for me.
Final questions? Mark.
Looking ahead to next week, what's it like for a young guy to roll on to Indy, for the first time, all that history and just all that goes into that? What were your emotions when you did that?
Last year was really neat, getting to go to the big track over there. I won't lie, I love ORP or LORP, whatever it's called now, IRP, but I love the short track there. And actually, that's another one you could probably compare this one close to. But the big track it's special because of what it is. And I remember making the first laps around there last year and realizing just how fast it was. I mean, it was unreal the amount of speed that you carry down into one. And I don't know what it is, but three, you feel like you have a little bit more room to gather things up. One just feels narrow, and I know I about got the fence the first 2 laps coming off of turn 1 just because it comes up on you so quick. And it took a lot of learning, trying to figure out how to make 4 separate corners, trying to see how you needed to react differently, because 1 and 2 you drive so differently from each other just because of the way the racetrack's shaped. So it was really neat. I had a lot of fun doing it. It was a really hot race. I remember that one. That was one of the places we were burning up. But it's a special racetrack for NASCAR, and not just Xfinity guys and the Cup guys and everybody. I mean, it's a really, really cool place to go, and we're looking forward to getting back there, and we get to participate in the Dash for Cash program. So that's it's exciting and adds a little bit of extra pressure.
All right. Chris, thank you for joining us, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.